In February 2023, Saturn took its first steps into sidereal Aquarius, and it did so with the Sun close by its side. Astrologers noted that this was a rare meetup of the cosmic taskmaster, Saturn, and the cosmic illuminator, the Sun, in the visionary sign of the water-bearer. Fast forward 2 years. It's now March 2025, and Saturn is preparing to leave Aquarius under similar conditions, once again conjunct the Sun at the tail end of the sign. This nearly symmetrical cosmic bookend, Saturn entering and exiting Aquarius accompanied by the Sun, sets the stage for an extraordinary story. We've witnessed a wave of rapid technological and scientific advancements that feels nothing short of revolutionary. From breakthroughs in AI and robotics to quantum leaps in computing and energy, the world has experienced a tech boom that seems written in the stars. In this video, we'll explore how Saturn's transit through Aquarius from 2023 to 2025 correlates with this explosion of innovation. We'll break down why we use sidereal astrology, the Vedic star-aligned system, versus the more common tropical system to track Saturn's movements and why that matters. We'll unpack what Aquarius, the water-bearer, symbolizes in astrology and how those themes resonate with the era of AI, digital decentralization, scientific breakthroughs, and humanitarian progress we're living through. Then, we'll timeline the major milestones from February 2023 to March 2025, from GPT-4 and advanced AI to hardware feats like Neuralink's brain chips, quantum computing breakthroughs, fusion energy ignition, and even biotech marvels like CRISPR gene therapy. Finally, we'll look at the upcoming full blood moon lunar eclipse in Leo on March 13, 2025, happening opposite a Sun-Saturn conjunction in Aquarius, and dive into its astrological meaning. What do the 27 degrees Leo and 27 degrees Aquarius signify, especially as symbols of an ending cycle and a new dawn? We'll offer a balanced perspective on the close of this Saturn in Aquarius chapter, reflecting on both the challenges and opportunities it brought, and consider how we can move forward until Saturn returns to Aquarius about 30 years from now. By the end, you'll have a cosmic and practical perspective on how these transits have shaped our technological and societal transformation. So, let's decode the skies and see how, as above, so below played out during this game-changing period. Before we dive in, let's clarify which astrological system we're using to time Saturn's transit. If you followed Western tropical astrology, you might recall Saturn moved through Aquarius from 2020 to early 2023 and then entered Pisces. Yet here we are talking about Saturn in Aquarius during 2023 to 2025. The difference comes down to sidereal versus tropical astrology, and it's crucial for understanding the timings. Tropical astrology, used by most Western astrologers, fixes the zodiac to the seasons. It's aligned to where the Sun was 2,000 plus years ago. Due to Earth's wobble, the precession of equinoxes, the tropical zodiac has slowly drifted off from the actual star constellations. In tropical terms, the Sun enters Aries every year at the spring equinox by definition, but that Aries is a symbolic position now, not the actual constellation overhead. Sidereal astrology, used in Vedic astrology, aligns the zodiac with the real positions of the stars, accounting for that wobble. It's anchored to the actual constellations as seen in the sky. Over thousands of years, tropical and sidereal zodiacs have diverged by about 24 degrees, almost a full sign. Sidereal astrology essentially says, let's use the sky as it really is right now. As one explainer puts it, the sidereal zodiac actually tracks the wobble of the Earth via the precession of the equinoxes, keeping the sky and zodiac aligned. What this means for Saturn in sidereal astrology, Saturn indeed transited Aquarius roughly from January 17, 2023 until late March 2025. By contrast, in tropical astrology, Saturn was in Pisces for much of that time. We're using sidereal timing here because it offers an astronomically accurate view of Saturn's position against the backdrop of stars. So when we say Saturn was in Aquarius from 2023 to 2025, that's in the sidereal sense. Saturn literally was moving through the Aquarius constellation during these years. Why use sidereal for this story? Aquarius in sidereal astrology corresponds to a time frame that better matches the real-world events we want to discuss. It's fascinating that by using sidereal astrology, Saturn's journey through Aquarius lines up with the exact period of unprecedented tech growth we've witnessed. Whether you believe astrology is causal or coincidental, it's an intriguing correlation we can't ignore. Now that we know which sky map we're using, let's talk about Aquarius, the sign carrying all this weight. Aquarius is symbolized by the water bearer, a figure pouring water, or more aptly, pouring knowledge for the collective. Despite the aqua in its name, Aquarius is actually an air sign representing intellect, ideas, and communication. And among all the zodiac signs, Aquarius is undoubtedly the most innovative, progressive, rebellious, and humanitarian. Aquarius energy is all about pushing boundaries and envisioning a better future for everyone. It's the sign of the visionary, the inventor, the idealist who cares about community and the collective good. Let's break down a few key Aquarian themes and see how they resonate with what's been happening in 2023 to 2025. Innovation and technology. Aquarius is traditionally ruled by Saturn, the planet of structure, and in modern astrology by Uranus, the planet of shocks and innovation. Uranus especially governs innovation, technology, and surprising events, and its influence on Aquarius makes Aquarians and Aquarius times very tech-oriented. Aquarius is the sign of the genius and the forward thinker. It rules things like science, electricity, and inventions. Think of Aquarius as the cosmic mad scientist or Silicon Valley entrepreneur of the zodiac. During Saturn's time in Aquarius, it's as if Saturn's discipline met Uranus's drive for innovation, resulting in structured innovation. The era saw an explosion of AI and tech breakthroughs, which we'll detail shortly. Information and digital decentralization. Aquarius is an air sign, and air signs deal with information and connection. Aquarius takes that to a macro level. It's about networks, systems, and the free flow of knowledge. The glyph for Aquarius shows two wavy lines, often interpreted as water waves, but esoterically they represent waves of energy or information. Those parallel waves symbolize the dual currents of Aquarius, one wave of visionary ideas and progress, Uranus's domain, and one wave of structure and practical implementation, Saturn's domain. Aquarius is always in motion intellectually, not a stagnant sign. It is always thinking, evolving, and pushing boundaries. In the past 2 years, we've seen decentralization of information and power via blockchain and Web3, the spread of open source knowledge, from open AI models to citizen science, and a general theme of democratizing tech, all very Aquarian ideals. Humanitarianism and collaboration. Aquarius has a deep connection to community and the greater good. It's the sign that values teamwork, global thinking, and humanitarian causes. The water bearer pours out the water of wisdom to nurture society. In practice, Aquarian times often coincide with social movements, collaborations across borders, and progress on human rights or welfare. Indeed, alongside the tech boom, the 2023 to 2025 period saw a continued focus on global issues, from climate change technology to health initiatives like new vaccines, and the use of science and tech to solve humanitarian problems. Aquarius asks, how can our knowledge and technology serve humanity at large? So, with Saturn, the planet of karma, tests, and hard work, in this visionary sign, we expected serious work and lessons in the realms of innovation, science, and social progress. Saturn tends to pressure test whatever it touches. In Aquarius, Saturn's influence can make people more skeptical, objective, and scientifically minded. It also forces us to confront the limits and responsibilities of our innovations. Saturn in Aquarius essentially said, "Okay, humanity, you've invented amazing things, now maturely integrate them. Use them wisely and structure them for lasting benefit." With that cosmic backdrop in mind, let's recap the real-world timeline of advancements during Saturn's Aquarius transit. It's jaw-dropping how much happened in just 2 years. In many ways, it validates the Aquarian ethos we just discussed. Saturn entered sidereal Aquarius in January or February 2023, and almost on cue, the world saw a surge of technological breakthroughs. It's as if Saturn in Aquarius opened a floodgate that had been building. Let's highlight the major milestones chronologically. March 2023, OpenAI's GPT-4 launches. The AI revolution kicked into high gear with the release of GPT-4 on March 14, 2023. This advanced AI language model demonstrated human-level performance on many tasks, blowing past what previous AI could do. Suddenly, generative AI became mainstream. We had AI that could write essays, code, create art, and have sophisticated conversations. GPT-4's launch and the widespread adoption of ChatGPT marked the dawn of a new AI era, aligning uncannily with Saturn settling into techie Aquarius. Tech media called it an AI arms race, as companies scrambled to integrate AI into everything. Spring to summer, 2023, generative AI and robotics flourish. Following GPT-4, a wave of AI advancements arrived. Mid-Journey version 5, an AI image generator, was launched in March 2023, producing astonishingly realistic images and art. Visual AI tools like DALL-E and Stable Diffusion also improved rapidly, putting creative power in the hands of everyday users, a very Aquarian democratization of creativity. On the robotics front, humanoid robots and autonomous systems made leaps. In early 2023, Boston Dynamics' Atlas robot was shown in a demo picking up and tossing objects in a construction scenario, a sign that robots were learning not just to walk, but to manipulate the world around them with agility. By that fall, Tesla's Optimus humanoid robot had progressed to autonomously sorting objects via AI vision in a video update that looked almost CGI. Self-driving car services, Waymo, Cruise, etc., expanded to new cities, and autonomous drones and AI-powered logistics became more common. The Aquarian theme of automation and high-tech systems was in full swing. May 2023, brain-computer interfaces, Neuralink. In another sci-fi-like milestone, Elon Musk's company Neuralink got FDA approval in May 2023 to begin its first human clinical trial of a brain implant chip. This brain-machine interface aims to help patients with paralysis by allowing them to control computers with their thoughts. It's a prime example of Aquarius's blend of biology with technology, essentially augmenting human capabilities with innovation. While still in early stages, the approval was hailed as a critical step for neurotech, showing how fast this field is advancing. July 2023, nuclear fusion breakthrough achieved. Again, a long-sought scientific holy grail, nuclear fusion energy, made headlines. In December 2022, just weeks before Saturn entered Aquarius, US scientists achieved the first-ever net energy gain from a fusion reaction, producing more energy out than in. This was confirmed as a major scientific breakthrough decades in the making, paving the way for the future of clean power, according to the US Department of Energy. Then, in late July 2023, the Lawrence Livermore lab repeated the feat with an even higher energy yield than the December experiment. Fusion, essentially replicating the power of the Sun on Earth, had gone from theory to reality. While commercial fusion power is still years off, these experiments proved it can be done. The timing is poetic. Fusion ignition finally happened as Saturn reality effort entered Aquarius science future, perhaps signaling a new energy era dawning. Late 2023, quantum computing leaps in AI competition. By the end of 2023, we saw stunning progress in quantum computing. In June 2023, IBM researchers demonstrated for the first time that a quantum computer with over 100 qubits could solve certain problems more accurately than a classical supercomputer. Then, in December, IBM unveiled Condor, a quantum processor with 1,121 qubits, the largest quantum chip ever built. This marked a big step toward making quantum computers practical and powerful, potentially revolutionizing fields from cryptography to material science in coming years. Meanwhile, the AI race heated up. Google's DeepMind announced its Gemini AI, a next-gen multimodal model, in late 2023, touted as Google's most powerful AI model to rival GPT-4. By early 2024, Gemini was being integrated into Google's products and showed off advanced capabilities like generating images and code. Clearly, the push for AI dominance was a defining feature of 2023, with Saturn in Aquarius perhaps teaching us both the power and the responsibility of these technologies. December 2023, biotech milestone CRISPR gene therapy. As 2023 closed, a landmark in biotechnology arrived. The first CRISPR-based gene therapy was approved. On December 8, 2023, the FDA approved Casgevy, a therapy for sickle cell disease that uses the CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing technology. In fact, two gene therapies for sickle cell, one CRISPR-based, one using a viral vector, were approved, offering a potential cure for a disease that affects millions. This is huge. It's the first time a treatment directly editing human DNA via CRISPR got regulatory approval, heralding a new era of genetic medicine. Aquarius is about innovation serving humanity, and what better example than cutting-edge science curing a once incurable hereditary disease? We can also note that global health saw other gains like improved vaccines and biotech research collaborations during this period, again aligning with Aquarius's humanitarian and scientific spirits. 2024, AI integration and ethics. Throughout 2024, the breakthroughs of 2023 began to integrate into society. AI assistants and co-pilots became commonplace at work and home, with businesses deploying GPT-4 and other models to boost productivity. We saw the emergence of new AI systems, OpenAI, Google, startups all racing on improvements in multimodal AI, which can see, hear and act, not just chat. Importantly, there was also a growing focus on AI ethics, regulation and safety, essentially society grappling with the consequences of this rapid tech growth, a very Saturnian theme. Governments and institutions started drafting AI regulations, and debates raged about AI's impact on jobs, privacy and creativity. Saturn's influence can be seen in these reality checks on the tech utopia, pushing us to set boundaries and ensure these innovations are used responsibly. On the hardware front, the fruits of 2023's research began coming to market. For example, more powerful quantum computers being accessible via cloud services, and companies like Intel and NVIDIA developing chips specialized for AI and quantum workloads. Space science also progressed. While not directly Aquarius space is usually Sagittarian or Uranian territory. We can't ignore that in late 2024, NASA was gearing up for Artemis II, the first crewed moon flyby since Apollo, and other missions leveraging lots of new tech. The spirit of invention was everywhere. We might say Saturn in Aquarius oversaw a period of laying foundations, whether in AI, quantum, biotech or space, that will shape the next 30 years. True to Aquarius form, 2024 saw technology being directed at humanitarian and environmental challenges more than ever. Advances in fusion energy and renewables fueled hopes for climate change solutions. Breakthroughs in medicine, like mRNA vaccine tech being applied to new diseases and improved cancer immunotherapies, continued. Global collaborations such as data sharing on climate research and scientific responses to global issues were prominent. It hasn't all been rosy. There were certainly power struggles and inequities, as Saturn will always show where work is needed, but we also saw inspiring instances of the collective coming together. For example, open-source communities improving AI tools or international teams sequencing new virus variants in record time. The Aquarian ideal of knowledge for all to help all echoed through many of these developments. Early 2025. AI and tech at a turning point. As Saturn neared the end of Aquarius in early 2025, there was a feeling that the frenzy of new tech was reaching a pivot. By 2025, AI chatbots and image generators had become everyday tools, and society was adjusting to their presence. The hype was balancing out with a clearer understanding of how to use these tools wisely. We could say Saturn's job here, teaching us maturity around technology, is reaching completion. Companies were now focusing on making AI more reliable, secure, and aligned with human values, a very Saturnian correction to the initial wild growth. On the other hand, these tools have already drastically changed education, work, and creative industries in just 2 years, a testament to how fast things moved under Aquarius's innovative winds. With Saturn poised to shift into Pisces, a very different energy, early 2025 felt like a moment of consolidation. The foundations laid in 2023 and 24 will be built upon for decades. Think about it. Fusion energy experiments succeeded. AI achieved a form of general-purpose utility. Quantum computing hit over 1,000 qubits, and gene editing cures became real, all within one Saturn in Aquarius span. As Saturn moves on, the task will be implementing, scaling, and regulating these breakthroughs. Perhaps Saturn in Pisces will have us ethically and philosophically digesting them. Saturn returns to Aquarius in 2053, which makes this period truly remarkable. All these events set the context for the cosmic finale happening in March 2025, an oppositional dance between Leo and Aquarius during a full moon eclipse, just as Saturn exits Aquarius. Let's zoom in on that. March 13th to 14th, 2025 brings a powerful celestial event. A full moon total lunar eclipse occurs at 27 degrees Leo, directly opposing the Sun at 27 degrees Aquarius, where Saturn is conjunct the Sun at that moment. This eclipse is often dramatically dubbed a blood moon because during totality the moon will appear coppery red. It's astrologically significant because it aligns with Saturn finishing its Aquarian journey. First, some facts. This eclipse will be fully visible across large parts of the world, notably the US, since it's happening in the middle of the night Eastern Time. In astrology, a lunar eclipse is like a supercharged full moon, often signaling culmination, revelation, or closure of a chapter. Eclipses in Leo versus Aquarius highlight the axis of individuality, Leo and collectivity, Aquarius heart versus mind, personal will versus group vision. It's as if the Leo moon is shining with passionate human emotion, creativity and pride, while the Aquarius sun, joined with stern Saturn, casts the light of objective reason, structure and future ideals. The opposition creates a dynamic tension and also an opportunity for integration. Let's decode the degrees involved, 27 degrees Leo and 27 degrees Aquarius, because astrologers find meaning even in the specific degree symbolism. 27 degrees Leo, daybreak. The Sabian symbol for Leo 27 is literally daybreak, the luminescence of dawn in the eastern sky. It signifies the eternal promise of renewal. As one interpretation puts it, at this degree, there is always dawn or springtime as the promise of resurgence or a new potential. Reality is ever a beginning. This speaks to hope, renewal, and the cyclic rebirth of light after darkness. How fitting, a blood moon in Leo at daybreak symbolically suggests that after the darkness, the eclipse, we are greeted by a new dawn. In the context of our Saturn cycle, this hints that as one era ends, Saturn leaving Aquarius, a fresh creative cycle can begin, carrying forward the light of what was learned. It's a very optimistic, heart-centered symbol, reminding us that every ending morphs into a new beginning, and to regenerate love's light, as the Sabian title says. 27 degrees Aquarius, an ancient pottery bowl filled with fresh violets. This poetic Sabian symbol at Aquarius 27 points to the idea of tradition, continuity, and spiritual values enduring through time. It's described as a symbol of the permanence or changelessness of the real, as an ultimate assurance to the human heart. No matter how many shifting forms the face of life may present, there are always the surviving tokens of an enduring stability, an overall continuance of meaning and identity in which self may anchor itself. In simpler terms, 27 Aquarius is about lasting values that persist amid change. The ancient bowl represents stable tradition. The fresh violets represent new life and hope. Saturn, at this degree, is like the elder teaching us. Don't forget the core truths and structures that hold society together, even as you innovate. It's about linking past and future, carrying forward wisdom, the bowl, even as new flowers bloom. Consider how these 2-degree symbols interact during the eclipse. Leo's dawn and Aquarius's ancient bowl. It's as if the universe is saying, honor the old wisdom and the enduring values that have brought you here. Saturn in Aquarius lesson, and with that as your foundation, embrace the new dawn of the future, Leo Moon promise. This is a culminating moment. The achievements of 2023 to 25 Aquarius reach a full illumination, full moon, and we are asked to balance pride in individual creativity, Leo, with commitment to collective progress, Aquarius. The eclipse opposition can also manifest as a bit of a reality check emotionally. Leo Moon could bring out dramas or a burst of personal feelings around the changes happening, while Aquarius Sun Saturn holds a cooler, more detached stance. We might see society having an intense dialogue around this time, perhaps debates about the impact of tech, Aquarius, on human lives and expression, Leo. It might also coincide with some dramatic events or announcements, as eclipses often do, especially since many planets are in sensitive positions during this eclipse. From an astrological transit perspective, Saturn conjunct the Sun on the Aquarius side means Saturn is Cazimi in the heart of the Sun, extremely energized yet also combust overpowered. It's a sort of final exam for Saturn in Aquarius, a burst of clarity, Sun, on Saturn's themes. We may feel a bit insecure or tested around this time, but we also have a chance for crystal clear insight into what the past 2 years have taught us. The full moon shining from Leo could illuminate how far our creative spirit and humanity have grown alongside the tech and systems changes. The key is to take a balanced view, not Leo versus Aquarius, not human versus technology, but a synergy. We are called to integrate head and heart, innovation and tradition, personal and collective. This eclipse can help us release any remaining negative patterns from Saturn's transit, like tech overuse, detachment, rigid thinking, and embrace the positive changes, like new knowledge, connections, and tools with a wise, open heart. As Saturn departs Aquarius in late March 2025, we close a remarkable chapter. In just over 2 years, humanity made leaps that will echo for decades. Astrologically, Saturn's job in Aquarius was to challenge us to grow up technologically and socially, to take responsibility for the future we're building. So, what are the key lessons and opportunities from this cycle, and how do we carry them forward in an integrated way? Perhaps the biggest takeaway is that we are capable of astounding innovation, but we must pair it with Saturnine discipline and ethics. We saw how AI and other tech can advance at breakneck speed, bringing both excitement and fear. Saturn's influence reminds us not to view things in black and white, not total utopia or dystopia, but to take a measured approach. The challenge, Saturn, is to harness these tools for good, to bridge Aquarius idealism with practical structure. Going forward, we have the opportunity to implement policies in education so that AI, biotech and energy breakthroughs are used to benefit all Aquarius's humanitarian mandate, not just a few. The non-dual perspective is technology itself isn't good or evil, it's how we collectively choose to use it. Saturn has hopefully made us wiser in that regard. The Sabian for 27 Aquarius, the ancient bowl rings true amidst rapid change. Some values endure. We've been reminded of the importance of community, collaboration and knowledge sharing, the open source movements in AI, the global scientific collaborations, the humanitarian focus in biotech. These reflect an understanding that working together yields the best outcomes. Saturn in Aquarius reinforced that progress isn't just flashy gadgets. It's also about strengthening the social fabric and ethical frameworks around those gadgets. As we move forward, one opportunity is to solidify international cooperation on issues like climate tech, AI governance and healthcare, carrying forward that collective spirit. The challenge will be resisting fragmentation or misuse of tech. The darker side of Aquarius can be alienation or misuse of power, but having come through this transit, we're better equipped to handle it. Our anchor will be those enduring human values: freedom, equity, curiosity, compassion, which must guide our innovations. On a more personal level, think about how your own life may have changed from 2023 to 25. Many people found their jobs transformed by AI tools, or their worldview changed by scientific news, like realizing fusion energy might actually happen in our lifetime. Saturn's lesson to each of us might have been to stay flexible and keep learning, very Aquarius themes, even when faced with disruptive change. There were likely challenges, needing to learn new skills, adapt to new social norms, or deal with information overload. But with challenge comes growth. As Saturn leaves Aquarius, we each might ask, what new knowledge or perspective have I gained? How can I use it constructively for myself and others? This transit was a wake-up call to evolve, not in a frantic way, but in a steady, thoughtful way, balancing the excitement of the new with the wisdom of experience. Looking ahead, Saturn will return to Aquarius in about 30 years, mid-2050s. By then, today's cutting-edge tech will be old hat and new revolutions will be underway. The groundwork laid now will determine whether those future revolutions are positive. In a sense, we are the bridge generation, the water bearer pouring the water between one paradigm and the next. We've seen the start of AI, quantum and space expansion. Our task is to carry it responsibly into the future so that when Saturn comes back, we can greet it not with dread but with accomplished smiles, ready for the next level. As the blood moon eclipse passes and Saturn sails into Pisces, take a moment to reflect. How have these cosmic transits paralleled changes in your world? Do you feel part of this great collective leap? The universe has an uncanny way of syncing with human affairs, and whether or not you believe in astrology, the correspondence between Saturn in Aquarius and our tech boom is hard to dismiss. Look around at the world today versus 2 years ago. Marvel at the innovations. Perhaps you're watching this video with the help of an AI recommendation or on a device that didn't exist in 2022. Then consider the role you can play in shaping the future these tools will create. Aquarius teaches that each individual working together forms the wave of humanity. So engage with technology mindfully, stay curious, uphold your values and collaborate with others. The stars have set the stage, but the next act is ours to write. Let this Saturn cycle's end be not a finale, but a dawn, a daybreak of a new chapter where hard-earned wisdom meets boundless innovation. As we pour the waters of knowledge into the world, may we do so with both genius and conscience. The torch of Aquarius now passes on. Carry it with hope and keep your eyes on the horizon. The future is ours to create.